So here we're all ripping and ready to go. The number of gems available, honor, is based on the number of players. It's 30 per player. Obviously though, if you want a longer or shorter game, you can tinker with that a little bit. Certainly you can make it longer. There are more available here. You could write some down on paper, whatever you want. Making it shorter might be a little dangerous just because some of the cards might not have any ability to come into play. I've dealt out everybody's hands, and I've dealt out the starting tableau of available stuff. Now it's kind of unfortunate here. We have a lot of monsters. Not all of them very expensive, so they could be killed, but not by the starting hands. So that kind of makes the situation a little more difficult. It might make players have to buy base critters. One thing about this game, unlike Dominion and unlike Thunderstone, you can't kind of look at what there is and figure out a game plan in advance. It's all very opportunistic. In two players, you can at least look at this and kind of say, well, that's likely to still be there next turn. I don't think my opponent has many points. But in 4, which is what I'm doing, and I can hold up to 6, the expansion I think came with a game that could be played in 2. But it gives, you know, a significant number of additional critters, etc. So it's kind of cool. And you mix it in and now you have a game that can be played in 6. So let's look at our first character's draw. He's got 4 apprentices he'd like to spend to buy with that. Unfortunately, he could buy the wolf shaman, which is kind of cool. He generates a point and gives you a card draw. That's expensive, though, compared to, say, a mystic who gives you 2 points of generation. But here's the other thing. It doesn't look like there's a lot to buy out here. Unfortunately, I have to buy. But I don't necessarily have to buy something that lets me buy more. My militia does dick for me. I can't even kill a cultist. So my 4 points, I could waste a point and buy one of these better things, or I could buy myself 2 heavy militia, which helps me towards being able to start killing some of these monsters. Of course, if everybody takes that tactic, I'm not going to get very many of them. And then I get the remainder of my hand. Next person. Same hand. Same answer? Good question. It made sense with one person. It may not make as much sense for another. Now here's the thing though. If I buy this, as opposed to one of these, I loosen a space. It's not going to be something I could kill or buy because I'm going to be spending 3, which means I might be giving something to the next player. So I am going to do the exact same thing and buy myself 2 heavy militia, or heavy infantry. And then I get this hand. And you can see we're going to have a lot of deck shuffling going on here. What about this one? Here, same hand. I'm getting kind of bored seeing that same tactic come out, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to buy a mystic instead. This gives me the biggest payoff in terms of production ability for next time. And I don't have anything I can do with my other points. You go to this guy, maybe he's got 5. Nope, exact same situation. And we'll put him in the same position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He will buy the 2 militia as well. So nobody's seen the wolf shaman as worth picking up to begin with. We'll go once more around, and then I gotta reshuffle for everyone. Now you reshuffle at the, when you need to draw a card or whatever, or perhaps if you just finish up your deck on the first turn, you can just reshuffle right away because nobody's going to be screwing with your deck right then. But because I'm playing it solo, I'm going to cheat a little bit on when things are getting shuffled. So let's see what we got here. It should be the same thing because there's only 2 apprentices, or 2 militia in the deck. So I got $4 and a militia that I can't do anything with. Now, I've got a lot of heavy infantry already in the deck. I doubt I want to get another one. I'm going to actually buy the wolf shaman. And that's going to cost me 3 of my apprentices to do. He gives me the ability to draw a card as well as producing, so he's kind of cool. This immediately shows up. So now this, if it, this has the ability of defeating a monster with strength 4 or less without paying its cost, which is kind of cool because, you know, you didn't need to buy heavy infantry, but it's kind of limited because it doesn't add into your combat capability. So all you can do is wipe out the little shit with that. I don't really like that card. It doesn't look as impressive as, say, this. Of course, this is a better card. Just more expensive. Now, I spent 3 of my 4, and I really can't do anything else, so we'll just discard. And that guy's reshuffling right now. I'll pretend that. And everybody else is in the same space. 4 apprentices. I could buy this and start killing things. Defeat a monster that has 4 or less without paying its cost. We have a couple of weak monsters. It can always kill a cultist. How valuable is this, though? You know, it's listed as a 4-point card. I'm going to randomize what my decision is here. I'm going to buy myself a Mystic because I did not buy one before. And I want some purchasing capability once these monsters start falling. Yeah, that's what the die roll meant. Same thing, 4 guys. What do I have here? Well, what did I buy? And I probably shouldn't be looking through my deck. I bought a Mystic. I'm a little tempted to just go for the 2 heavy infantry. Instead, though, I'm going to buy myself yet another Mystic. And that keeps the hands from being, or decks from being unbalanced, all the same. And here, this guy bought his heavy infantry. I'm tempted most towards a Mystic for that, and he'll do that. Of course, here we do get a sameness if people are buying, hey, 2 heavy infantry and a Mystic, you know. But the truth is, you want some purchase capability, because just combat ability means if there are times when there are no monsters up there of any value. And sure, you can go slaughtering cultists, but they just don't produce much. I've got a lot of reshuffling to do. I may take a little break and come back, and we'll see how these very similar decks end up starting to diverge a little bit. Because these are largely singular cards. There aren't a lot of copies. The deck's fairly big with the expansion in there. There's not a lot you can predict about being able to get duplicates or anything like that and try to craft a deck that you know can perform in a certain way. Okay, so here we are looking at the second round around, and our first player has a bunch of stuff, and basically you just can throw down all your stuff. I mean, unless you have some reason you don't want to play something. This one I'm going to get a point to build up, but I also get a card to draw. Now I get a bunch of militia, a bunch of apprentices. I have 2 militia. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 points to spend. That could buy me the cool dude here. With 2 militia, there's only one thing I can really do with that. I kill a cultist. And these are still here. They're, you know, in play. But I get a score for that. And I've used them up. Now for my 4 point, what do I want to do with them? And I'm not really sure. I kind of don't like this guy. That's the problem I have, so I'm just going to roll again. Yeah, I'm going to buy myself 2 heavies. I'm probably becoming combat heavy over here, and I really don't want to go too far along that line. Alright, no use for the militia. What about $4 of folks? Well, I'm going to just buy myself a Mystic, get the highest purchasing power I can. It's hard to tell because, you know, both combat and purchase are important. And this guy only costs you 4 points, but he gives you 3 victory points. So he becomes more worthwhile as you get closer to the end. I've got 5. 5 is the, hey, I wanted that. That gives me this cool card that allows me to banish cards in my hand or my discard pile. And that means they leave play. They go back in the void if they belong from the portal deck. This is kind of a nice grab to be the first guy to get the cool card that was out there. We get a new card and we get a Lunar Stag. This is kind of cool too. You have a choice between taking runes or victory points. You can directly take victory points with that, which can speed up the end of the game. And over here, I'm sitting on 5. And alas, 5 is not such a great number right now. Now, 3 for the Lunar Stag is better than the Mystic's payoff. So I'm going to throw those, and I'm going to kind of tap them as if they're magic cards. Buy that, because that's just better than the Mystic, right? It gives me the same points as the Mystic, or I can use it for victory points. So I can't pass that up. And the next thing is a monster. And the monsters have special abilities too. I don't want to waste my points, so I'll grab myself another heavy infantry. Sometimes you don't want to pollute your deck, but at this point in the game, I think it's worth throwing things in, especially since, well, no, this is the guy who has the ability to trash cards. The ability to trash cards is really cool in this game. I'm using the wrong term here, but alright. I got only 3 purchase capability, and to me that means a Mystic it is. And then I do have 4 combat ability. And I looked through the different critters, and, well, which one do I most want? That's what it comes down to. I can't have either of these. But this gives me 4 victory points, and I can banish a card in the center row and or a card in my discard pile. That sounds appealing. These others do not produce as many victory points. If I had killed this earlier, I would have another point to spend with, but you know, I wasn't thinking, and I think I like this one the best anyway. So I'm going to spend my 4 heavy infantry to kill this guy. He gives me 4 victory points, which puts me up to a 5, and I'm just storming my way ahead here. Now, before I make any decisions, a new card is up. It's this Demon Slayer. He's a little better than this guy as a card. He creates almost as much hitting power. The other alternative, though, is I could destroy something that's got kind of a nice reward. Now, when I banish something, I don't get the rewards from it. Yeah, I'm going to banish the Demon Slayer, and that brings a big monster, and this one can't be banished by power such as that. Now, I can also get rid of something in my discard pile, and this is important because I have crappy things like apprentices and militia, and I'm going to banish a militia. I just don't believe... I believe I've picked up enough of the heavy infantry that I don't want to do that, that I don't want the militia. I'm going to need more draws, so I'm going to just mark that this way. Probably this is going to happen to everyone. Okay, I've got a lot of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No killing power. 5 points to buy something. I think I want a militia and a heavy infantry. I'm sorry, a mystic and a heavy infantry. And then we're getting 2 cards additional. Just if we come up with someone who has a hand-altering card, we'll have to pause and catch up. 3, 4, and 2 kills. 2 kills only does one thing for me. So I'm going to kill myself or 2 strength only does one thing. I'm going to kill myself a cultist. And it uses them. 4 points here. And I got the 2 heavy infantry option. Let me see, I've already got a combat capable dude. It doesn't look like I have a whole hell of a lot of heavy infantry unless I buckled them in there. So I'm going to roll a die. Yeah, I'm going to take the 2 heavy infantry. Yeah, it's the best bang for my buck, but I don't know if, you know, again, I don't want my deck to be all combat oriented, because it's harder to turn combat points into something useful than it is, except killing cultists, than it is to turn the runes into something useful if you don't have combat points. There's almost always useful things to buy. Alright, I got a 3-point kill. Now a 3-point kill could get me a point, or I could get 2 victory points. Either way. So that's kind of appealing. Let's see what I want. There's a 4 here. 4 isn't terribly good. That's always been disturbing to me. I think I'm going to kill this with my 3 points. That gives me 2 victory points. This gets drawn before his ability comes up. And oh, now I don't have enough for the witch. I can destroy something on the board. Let us destroy the Flytrap Witch, because I don't want somebody else getting that. That's a cool card. And instead I get something else cool, which is a construct here. Remember, those stay in play after you get them. And you get to generate extra combat ability, and it gives you extra victory points each turn that you kill something. Well, that didn't work out terribly well. I think I'm pretty heavy on heavy infantry. So I'm going to go odd just for a mystic. Yeah, we'll just grab us a mystic and get us more purchasing power. And now I've got to shuffle all the decks because everybody's low on cards, and we'll be starting over again. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, why am I playing this multiplayer? There is a solitaire variant. Well, I'm not interested in pure solitaire games. I'm interested in the dynamic of a multiplayer game and what kind of interference and influence you can have on each other. In this one, it's not a whole hell of a lot. There are some cards you can pick up that affect other people, usually one-time type things, or when they get played, kind of like in Dominion. But you have so little control over it, you can't really craft your deck to go in a certain direction. So I feel like this is a much less interactive game than most, although it still has some effects. I can't kill anything except a cultist. And now I have 4 points. I really don't want that thing. So I am just going to make a command decision here. He's heavy on heavy infantry. He's going to buy himself a mystic. Okay, I can only kill 3. 3 would give me the dual bonus. Oh, I'm sorry, I can kill 4. No, I lied. 4 could get me 2 victory points, or I could get a victory point and a production. Well, would a 4-point production do me any good? Not particularly. So, I'm going to kill 2 cultists, getting more victory points that way. And I'm going to pick up a 3-point mystic. What do we got here? I got 4 points of purchase. I can only kill a damn cultist. With a victory point every time it comes up, right? You know, I can kill 1 cultist. Whoop. But I could kill something bigger. But yeah. I got the 4 points. I'm going to go with the 2 heavy infantry again. This card just does not impress anyone at the table. Because everyone at the table is me. I could see in some groups somebody picking it up just on the, hey, that's the best I can spend. It is worth good victory points. That's the one reason to grab it. And usually things that have close to their value in victory points, their cost in victory points, are things that you don't really want early in the game because they don't have a lot of power. Okay. So, a 2-point buy does me nothing. So I'm intrigued by this. This at least gets me more victory points than I would get by triggering this. How about a 3-point kill though? That gets me something. So let us kill this. And we get a victory point. We have an extra buck. We see what comes out, and it's something big. And this is kind of how my thinking goes. I don't go looking at what all the cards can do unless I can afford them. You know, there's just not much room for pre-planning. I got 3 here. I can go up to 5 for purchase. 5 allows me to get this. This is a construct. It doesn't come into play immediately, but I think it's far and away the best thing I can do. So instead of taking 2 victory points for having played him, I'm going to take the points. And then we generate a void hero who has the ability to banish things. Those are kind of cool. Deal out some more. I don't like stopping the camera. I don't know why. It makes it more complex when I put videos together over on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, and it's so exciting for you to watch me shuffling and stuff. He gets to draw a card. Okay, so I have 5 production here, which is a nice number. Problem is, this is essentially a heavy infantry with an extra ability. My 3 kill doesn't do me anything, it gets me a cultist. There we go. My 5 production, I'm going to take both a mystic and a heavy infantry. Not thrilled with it because I have lots of heavy infantry, but I didn't want to buy this. And we're coming to the time for a reshuffle again. I should mark that. Lots of purchase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, unlike in Dominion, here I can just buy as many things as I like, dump as many things as I like, whatever. So in my case, I'm going to spend, I don't have anything big I can buy. I'm going to spend 3 and buy the Shade of the Black Watch. That opens up something. Well, I wish I had more money. I would buy that. I like the Snapdragon. It produces money, and it's a construct, first of all, which means it just sits out there. And constructs are just cool because they don't pollute your deck, but they give you abilities. But it also generates extra victory points if I produce heroes that match its type. Unfortunately, that didn't work for me. So now I have 4 back. It's the classic 4. We got a lot of deadly big things out there. The problem is heavy infantry aren't likely to be able to handle the big stuff on their own. Hey, these guys don't reshuffle. I mean, if you have enough of them, obviously, but okay, I got a 4 kill. There's nothing out there that I can kill that's particularly valuable to me. I got a 4 purchase. And unless I buy this and get something to kill. So I'm going to go for this because I've got a good chance of being able to kill something if I buy that. And instead I get these Druids of the Stone Circle, which would give a bonus when this is out. Acquires heroes cheaper and goes on top of the deck. That's nice. And it has the same victory point ratio as this does. Well, all I can kill looks like it's going to be a pair of cultists, which is not good. I was hoping to draw something smaller that I could kill and get maybe some bonuses off of. And then we'll stop after this guy because we got to reshuffle. I got 3 purchase value. There's nothing cheap out here, and only 3 kill value. Well, there's no good answers there. I'll kill the cultist. And the 3 purchase value, obviously I don't have enough mystics because I can't buy anything bigger than a 3. And it's reshuffle time for that guy. And then everybody else's deck is going to run out afterwards, but I got to get him a hand. Be wondering, why did his deck run out and no one else's did? Because he destroyed a card from his discards. Other people may have gotten 2 cards instead of 1 as well. Okay, we got 4 purchase and a 4 kill. 4 kill doesn't do us anything. 4 purchase might get us an advantage though. This looks like a good deal at 4. So we buy it, and now maybe we get to kill something. And we do. We get to kill this, which gives us, unfortunately, not exactly what we want because it gives us money when we kill, but it also gives us 2 kill points, which is as good as this. We'll get it out of the way. With the 2 money, we'll buy ourselves a heavy infantry. Although actually we could wait and see, is there a 2-point purchase card here? There are a couple. Looks like a mixture. Well, 4 purchase doesn't get us much at all. There's nothing available. 3 kill doesn't get us much at all. We're kind of stuck in the, yeah, what do you want? There's a decent number of big monsters. I'll take some more heavy infantry, fluff up my deck with that. The problem with it is you kind of want to go one way or the other, not a big mix, unless basically you want to be able to purchase things then kill things, I think. But the way this hand has come out with all these monsters, it's kind of hard to do that. And then with the 3, I kill myself some cultists. And we got the need for reshuffles coming up. Across the board, really. Now this gives me 3 combat, and I can banish a card in my hand or discard pile. I want to play this before I throw these down, in case I want to banish one of them. Which I think I do. Well, I could banish something out of my discard pile if I want the 4 production. Okay. So 3 kill value doesn't get me a whole hell of a lot. 4 purchase doesn't let me buy anything off here, so I'm not going to see anything new, so I'll just kill a cultist. And what do I want to buy? What I'm going to do is I'm going to permanently banish an apprentice. How about instead, I look through my discard pile and I banish a militia. I don't really like low combat value. And I buy myself 2 heavy infantry to replace it. And to me that just is straight up bonus. And now this guy. I got 5 purchase. 5 is the special Snapdragon. I want the Snapdragon. Which means we draw one of these. Well, here's a really cheap card you can pick up. Unfortunately, I just spent all my points. I only have 2 kill points left, which just gets me one of these. And although I could continue on with him, I'm going to take a break here so I can do all those reshuffles, maybe mellow out a little bit. Alright, so after a nap and such not, back in here. Get an extra card with that. Okay. and this is played, these aren't, if it matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I'm going to spend 1 to buy this guy. He lets me draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards. I don't know if he's terribly good, but he's good for his money. It only costs 1 point and it gets me a victory point. It clears open a space, unfortunately, one where I'm going to have another critter, or another killing critter. Now I'm at 5. Yeah. Grab 1 of each and kill a cultist. You know, we're ahead in these by a decent amount. That doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. I mean, they're points, but getting the deck going. Generally, you can get some of these, but in exchange, you're giving up some deck creation. We have a lot of death in our hand. We have a 7. Now that's impressive. That could kill me this right away. This gives me 4, and then I can acquire or defeat any card in the center row without paying its cost. So if I kill this, I could kill one of the 5, well, I could kill the 6-pointer here. Now the 6-pointer doesn't have a huge card coming up for it. I might be more interested in the Wind Tyrant, which gets me only 3 victory points, but also gets me 3 production, might allow me to buy some stuff. Alright, well, I'm going to start with the Avatar of the Fallen. I think this is worth killing. That gives me 4. And we replace. Now by killing this, I could grab one of these. These aren't a lot better than these, but they're a little bit better. Seems like a deal. So I'll kill a Wind Tyrant using the special ability, and now I have 4 points in hand. Which maybe this isn't what I want, but okay, I get a Spike Vixen instead. Alright. With 4 points in my hand, I could either take this, which is a little better than this, or take this, which is about the equivalent of a militia, but has an extra draw card. I like the extra draw card a lot. It means this didn't pollute anything in my deck, so I'm going to go with that pairing instead. And we have another big critter. Enough to buy 4. Now again, I could get this. I don't know if we want it. A 4 kill could get me this. Is that really better? Well, is that better than than 2 cultists? I don't really think so, except that it clears a space for me. Clearing a space is always nice. So I'll do that. Let's see what it opens up for us. This gives a star and a buck. Well, it's kind of neat to just generate victory points out of nowhere. So this is kind of the equivalent of kill a cultist and, you know, get a buck. That's better than a mystic is. I have, where did I kill it? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of don't like this. I'm going to buy this guy, or girl, for 1. Yeah, I'll get rid of that one for it. Got another thing I could have killed, but I spent all that. If I have 4 left, you know, it's like too heavy or this, I'm just going to take this. It's as good as a heavy. Not as good as two of them. And another big monster. Oops. 2, 3. Yeah, I bought that loser card that nobody wanted, right? Yeah. Huge amounts of purchasing power, which sucks when there's nothing big out there to buy. I got $7. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do I want with it? Yeah, I'm going to spend exactly 7, buy what I get. But I'm not sure this really helps me because I'm getting bigger cards, but each of these is still worth a victory point. That's one reason you want to increase the size of your deck, is because it's worth something at the end of the game. Alright, let's go around at least once more before I have to change batteries. Alright, so 5 here, that doesn't really do me anything. A 2 kill doesn't do me much either. I kill a cultist, 5, and buy one of each. You know, that's the thing, is you can't even kind of refuse to build up your deck because there's victory points in picking up cards. You just have to try to build it with the best you can get at any given time. There's a real lack of strategic choices in this game. There's a lot of opportunism as to choosing what you think is the best thing. So now I have 3 kill. 3 kill can get me this, and that will at least open something up. Plus I get a victory and a new card. And the new card's more money. And the new thing is a construct, which is going to produce 1 combat per turn. Cool. I hope I haven't played a construct accidentally as a hero. It's something I tend to do. Okay, so that's going to cost 3. Let's do it. Pick that up. Something I can't buy. 2 more. Again, I'll buy something. There's this stench of perfume. And it's coming from outside, but wow. Probably some guy's cologne, but I'm not sure. It's really foul. Okay, this is the kill something cheap, but I have a lot of kill power for heavier things, and then an apprentice who doesn't do me any good. Alright, there is nothing below 4. I need to kill something worth 6. Gain 3, take a card at random from each opponent's hand and add that card to your hand. Ooh, that's potent because most cards are going to have a victory point in them. Plus, you know, each opponent either discards a card for each construct they control. Okay, that's not nearly as impressive as this. These deal with constructs. This one gains me more and gets me 2 cards. The question here is, well, if I was playing with just one other player, these would be close to each other. But this one is so much bigger because I get to steal from other people. So unless my hand was fantastic and I have no interest in their victory points, I wouldn't go for that. So I'm going to tap these out, kill this. I only get 3 victory points. It's the smallest of the victory points probably of them. Yeah, this one gives 5. But I get to steal some with the cards, I guess. And we got another big expensive creature. I'm getting a lot of these. I gotta pull cards, and unfortunately this guy needs a hand before I can do that. So this is a good time to stop, swap batteries, and come back. I know nothing about the cards here, so I'm just gonna steal from people. I've now got that. This guy, I do know something about his. There was an element as to which reshuffle it came from. So I'm going to roll for which card that was. We'll take this. Alright. So victory point wise, I only got the 2 points that I would have gotten from the other guy. And the other guy, in terms of the increase. And I wouldn't have gotten the cards here. So now I have a 3-point kill. And this, which can up my purchase cost, and a 4-point kill. The 4-point kill I can't really use for anything except to kill a cultist. I'm not gonna be clearing anything here. Am I $2-3? Yeah, I'm not gonna be clearing anything, so we'll spend that. Oh. No, I'm sorry. We'll spend this. We might take these victory points, but I'm not sure yet. 3-point kill, again, the best I can do is kill a cultist with that. This didn't generate as much churn as I would have hoped that would have helped me. Now the question is, do I want to buy something for 3 or do I want 2 victory points? You know, to tell you the truth, getting one of these guys to fluff up my hand a little more doesn't seem very good. I'd rather get the victory points without the cards. If I was buying something, you know, that maybe really improved my hand, that would be fine, but those are low-end cards. Alright, first things first. Even though there's some danger because some people have stuff here, I want to get this sucker out. Once per turn I gain an extra buck, and the first time I play a lifebound hero, I get a fame for it. So this is going to exist for the rest of the game unless somebody knocks it out. The buck is important, if only because I'm going to buy myself a mystic with that. And then I'm going to kill myself a cultist. Okay, let's keep going. Kind of would like a break. I should have taken one, but since I was in the middle of a turn. Now notice people have less cards because somebody stole one from their hand. This says draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of waste in what I've got. I definitely want to discard this. What do I want here? A 4 kill doesn't help me. A 5 purchase. So I had played this. A 5 purchase would get me this. Banish a card to the center row. In the center row. If you banish a monster this way, get some victory points. That's a nice little churning card. It's worth decent victory points. Not huge. Not for its price. But, okay, so I'm going to discard these 2 as part of that ability. And now I've got $5, enough to buy this. I can't do anything with this fly trap witch. That's okay. She's a nice little point generator, isn't she? Oh, look at that little point generator. Okay. You banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Unfortunately, I don't have much I want to get rid of here, do I? She gives me 2 kill power, though. So, let's hold on to her. I'm going to buy the Flytrap Witch for 5. Again, no matter what, I'm getting 2 victory points for her. You know, that's what I'd get from getting these 2. And I'm doing it on just 1 card. This is neat. It's a hero who can treat all constructs as Mechana constructs this turn. How is that important? Well, there are some cards that use the Mechana construct as something bonus. For this, I guess I'm just killing me a zombie or whatever. Yeah, I was infuriating my wife by calling them zombies all the time. Cultists. Well, maybe not infuriating. Amusing. It's not easily angered. But I like to pretend. I like to pretend lots of things. Alright, so we have 4 here. Now this is kind of interesting, but not a good payoff compared to, say, 2 heavy infantry. And I've got 3 kill power, which does me squat. So the question is, do I want to loosen this up for 4 with my $4? Or do I want to just buy some kill power? Maybe unbalance my hand. Who knows? And then kill me a cultist. And, you know, there's no good answer either way. Hey, we're going to need a reshuffle over here. Excellent. Maybe we'll need one here too. So I've got 5 kill value, make it 6 if I put this out. Okay, first of all, this gains me $1. I have no option with that. If I play a Lifebound hero, I get another $1. This is another construct. I'm going to put this out. That gives me a kill point. So now I'm at 4, 5, 6. 6 had some really nice ones. Gain 6. Each opponent must discard a card. Gain 5. Draw 2 cards. My purchasing ability is not very high. I'm going to be able to get a heavy infantry if I do this. This one and this one affect the constructs. I'm especially worried about this one hitting me, because 2 of my constructs, 5 victory points, would well, one of them would go away. 2, 4, 5, 6. See, I like all these points, but I don't want to get hurt for points either. Alright, I'm going to kill the thing that hurts me, which gets me 4. And I've still got 1 point left then, and I've got 2 purchase. We're not going to be able to buy this. It's another construct. It's kind of weird, because when you play this, it's worth 2 victory points, but if you banish it, you get an extra turn. Is a turn worth 2 victory points? I don't know. You know? Probably. So I only have 2 purchase capability. That's enough to get me another soldier. I want it. I played kind of a protect myself for that turn. Now we're going to run over here, but I gotta reshuffle for this guy and for this guy. Okay, back over here. Sort out what we have in our hand. A lot of purchasing power of 5. That would allow us to get this. Now, one thing about the constructs, I wanted to talk about this when I left, but I didn't want to start the camera again. So, they seem really awesome. They have exchange rates, victory points to cost. Maybe a little lower than the other units, but you put them out and they give you a bonus every single time. They don't pollute your deck, all this. But the danger is there's a lot more shit out there that screws with them. So there's a fair chance, you know, that whatever you invested in the construct could be lost because somebody can mess with it with one of these cards that can screw with the constructs. In which case maybe you have to hunt those or whatever. You have to worry about it. And it takes some of your effort. Or, at worst, you end up losing constructs and the points you invested in. Alright, I don't have a lot of kill power. Do I want this? You may banish it to take an additional turn after this one. I'm not getting more than this. I'm getting the turn, that's all. I'm getting an extra turn. How much do I get off of an extra turn? Well, this extra turn, I'm getting 3 victory points off of, you know. But it's what I have, and it's a construct I can get rid of right away. And it opens up a space, and unfortunately it opens up a space that isn't maybe all that valuable a piece, but somebody can buy it pretty easily with chunk change and open up their own space. 5 again and not a lot to buy. Do I particularly want this? This doesn't have a good turnover ratio, and I don't see any reason I want mechanical constructs at this point, as opposed to other types. It does have a good payout, though. Doesn't it? Nah, it's just like a Mystic, but not quite as good. This is cheaper. I'm going to actually buy that because I like its ability better. And it frees up a card, and maybe there's something else I get to buy. Like this Ferromancer. I get some kill, and if I control 2 or more constructs at the moment I'm playing it, I guess. I'll just buy this. I actually have one left, just in case something stupid cheap comes up. Something stupid expensive comes up, and now I'll kill myself. Occultist. And we've got a reshuffle event there. Naps always make me a little punchy. Alright, so if I play this, I could get rid of a card from my hand. I don't have a discard pile right now, which is kind of a disadvantage of these. I probably like my cards in my hand. A 5 kill is going to get me a big thing. 3 of these might buy me something, so I'm not going to take this effect. I'm going to take the 5 kill. 3 of each. 6 purchase would get me this huge hero. What else? There are no other 5s out there. So yeah, we're gonna buy him, or no, I'm sorry, we're gonna kill him. That gets us 3 victory points. We gotta make sure we don't keep too many whites out. And we have this money for now. And this fills out some more kill. I have 3, 6, and I buy Ermi, who's a big combat character, and will help me kill big things easily. And opens up an Initiate, who's pretty crappy. This is an interesting card. You play this card, you have this card in your hand, and it doesn't really take up a space because you play it, you draw another card, and it's worth a victory point. So it's kind of cool. It's like one of these stones here almost, for whatever that's worth. Of course, it's affected by things that affect cards, so a little different. I don't think anything plays with these stones that I've seen. A lot of purchasing power. 2, 4, 5, 6. Not a lot of combat. I want this. I'm the only person who really wants that, but for 3, Reclimax. Alright, so this has a fate event which happens immediately. When this enters the center row, each player may choose a construct in their discard pile and put it immediately in their hand. I'm going to take the moment to look to see if anyone has a construct in their discard pile. This guy has not shuffled yet. He doesn't have to shuffle, or he doesn't shuffle until he has to draw. So even if he was in the process of shuffling, you'd have to remember, hey, I've got only a discard pile. Actually, he has. He's in the process of dealing himself a hand. So okay, I have to worry about that. But then once that comes in, if you pick this construct up, you can discard this to get a Mechanica construct from the void as if it were in the center row, which means, you know, you still have to pay for it and everything, but it gives you this additional ability to grab constructs out of there. And if you don't discard this, I'm sorry, it's just discard, and it's worth 4, so it's a pretty nice card for victory points, as well as the other advantage. Alright, so we've got a reshuffle event, and then we got to see whether or not anybody's got constructs they want to throw directly into play from their discards. Construct was available, the Tablet of the Dawn here. And otherwise, let's see. I've still got $3 to pay. Not quite what I need to buy that. I would love to. Do I want the Initiate? I think the Initiate's a good buy. I doubt that I'll be able to get anything for 2 other than a wire. And now I'll just buy myself a heavy infantry. Again, trying to collect up some victory points. And you don't want to discard things that are worth victory points. So like the cards, not discard, but destroy. There are some cards that allow you to banish cards from your hand. But you only want to do that on your starting cards, really. Because otherwise you're getting rid of stuff that is worth victory points. Now maybe a 1-point card is worth getting rid of sometimes. I'm not sure. Usually you don't destroy enough stuff that's an issue, but I've been in that position more or less. Okay, I'm going to play the Wolf Shaman first, pull this, and then I get to get an extra card so I can make my mind up. Acquire a hero with cost 3 or less without placing its cost. Put it on top of your deck. On top of your deck kind of sucks. I don't see such, so I'm going to keep this over in my hand area. I only have 2 purchase ability. The Reclamax, 3. The Reclamax is out of my reach. I have 4 kill ability though, which means if I kill one of these things, either the Stupid Asp or the Mephit, I get another draw. And these look, at least, they both look like they produce more than killing 2 cultists. Or at least as much. This gives me 2, and I can banish a card in the center row. For example, if I don't want this out there. Or something else. Or here I can gain a point and then steal 2 from whoever has the most. Well, I don't have the most, so I could thief from him. That's worth the most points. So we're going to spend 3 of our 4 kill points to kill this. And I get 1 and then steal 2 from him. Actually, yeah, there's no decision making here. Okay, I have 1 more kill point. And I have 3 purchase points. This isn't going to help me. These are heroes. 1 more kill point. That doesn't help. 3 purchase points. I'll buy myself a Mystic with those 3 purchase points. And then the question is, I am going to play this because I can get a hero out of here. But what do I want? It's going to be on top of my deck. Do I want to kill things? And what am I likely to have here? Do I want to kill things, or do I want to buy things? This isn't hard to buy. I don't know how valuable it is though. So I'm going to grab a kill things card. I'm going to use this. Oh, I get to draw my... Yeah, no, I need to do this during my turn before I draw my cards. I'm going to activate this so I get another turn immediately. Yes, I'm throwing 2 victory points away. I better get 2 for the turn at least, right? Let's see what we have here. I went the wrong way. All my points are money points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I like the points on this thing. So we'll pick it up for 4. We don't have much else we can do. We have 2 more points there. We'll pick up a heavy infantry. And we'll kill a cultist. The deck just gets bigger. Banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Unfortunately, again, I don't have a discard pile, and I kind of don't like using those if I'm not you know, if I'm hurting myself with it. So what do I want to buy right now? 5. I could get one of each for 5. I could get 2 soldiers for 4, which isn't terribly bad if this stays the way it is. I think I'll hold my cards. I'd just be getting rid of this if I got rid of something, but I like the 5 better. Okay, so 4. I can banish a card from the center row and or a card from my discard pile. Again, I don't have a discard pile, which sucks. Alternatively, this looks about equal but less valuable. So I'm going to kill this, get myself 4 points. And now, after this shows up, I have the ability to banish something. I have $5, which is enough to buy this, which is what I had here, more or less, but I want another one. So that was my kill. I don't have anything in the discard pile, so now I'm going to buy the Black Watch Elite, which aren't a bad, they aren't a good deal price-wise, but they're not terrible either. I mean, they're no worse than what I could buy out of the general, but they give me better special abilities. Come over here. Okay. So, what do we do here? Destroy a monster with casting cost 4 or less. I don't have a lot of ability to kill things anyway. I don't have any card draw or anything like that. This is a mishmash hand. Well, we'll kill this. It's worth 3. We get 2. We can banish a card from the center. Like maybe that. Has a nice rich rune generator here. Okay. I kind of like this. No, I have 4 though. That's the problem. Well, 4's not bad. All right, we'll spend 1, 2 of that to pick this up. I guess it's a good card. Another 2-point card. Name a card. Reveal the top of your deck and put it up to your hand. If it's the name card, you gain some victory points. Okay, so this is you get a free draw, essentially. And you might get some victory points if you guess right. If you guess something like Apprentice or Mystic or whatever that you might have a lot of. So that sounds like a good use for my other 2 victory points, or my other 2 runic points. And this one generates a victory point in addition. So we'll pick that up. And now we can kill something. All there is to kill is a cultist. But we're cranking out a lot of points here. Now, I hate stopping at the end of this round because I know I've got a reshuffle coming up. But I'm also fatigued. Well, boy, did I draw a lot of kill. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I could banish something from my hand if I want it. Well, what do I want to kill? I don't know. This is not the card I want to play, though. Gain 5, draw 2 cards. That sounds rich. Gain 5, if an opponent has more than 1 construct, they must destroy all but 1 construct. Gain 4. Each opponent either discards a card for each construct they control or put all their constructs in the discard pile. Yeah. This is the best in terms of payoff for me. Didn't I just play this character? I'm getting confused. I'm losing track of where I am. Did I draw from here and just play him? Shit. I think that's what I did. I think I just drew the same way. Maybe that's why he's ahead if I'm double turning him. Who knows? Alright. So forget. But did I buy something with him? Not yet. Okay. So here I've got a 3 kill. I hope I'm paying attention to some extent. And a 3 purchase. Not a lot I can do with that. I take the 3 purchase. I use the 3 kill to grab one of these. And I think I need a rest. Because I'm having definite issues keeping track of where everything is at this point. Alright. Now the game's outcome may be suspect and tainted, but I'm just noticing I'm past the hour mark and probably ought to load this one up. I didn't know that. Alright, I was ready to start, but no.